Hey, Casey Page here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use iTracker360 with the Infusionsoft API. So on this page I have a basic form that has first name and email address, and when you click submit, this index.php script is actually going to process the data and then send it to Infusionsoft through the API. So if I view the page source and look at the HTML code, all I have is this form, and there's first name and email address. Now what you'll have to do is include our iTracker tracking snippet on this page. Now you could load jQuery before our snippet, and that'll kind of help us because otherwise we have to dynamically load jQuery. It's just one less step that we have to do, but if you don't do it, that's fine. I always recommend to load it beforehand, but anyhow, so just load our tracking snippet and then set the ID of the form to Infusion_form1 or Infusion_form2 or form3 or so forth. We look for this ID, and if we find this form, then we will apply the tracking data to it. So just to show you what that looks like, I'm going to set some tracking data in my URL, and I'm going to inspect this web form. So if I inspect the web form, there's name and email up there, and then here's the hidden fields that iTracker added for you with all the tracking data. So that's all set. So let's fill this out real quick. Let's just do demo test at demotest.com. API test, demo test. Okay, so if I submit this, what just happened is that the form posted to the same script, and there's the post array. It has all the tracking data. Now this tracking data might get set, I mean it should get set, but sometimes it might not get set if they have JavaScript disabled or something like that. So it's good to check, before you query these fields, just to do a check like it is set or something to make sure it is set. And if one of them is set, then they should all be set. And then what I'm doing is I'm creating the contact, and then I'm updating the contact with this tracking data. And if you want to look at the source code on how that's done, here's the source code. So here's where I'm adding the contact with a dupe check. I get a contact ID back. I check to make sure that at least one of those hidden fields are set. If it is set, I create the tracking array with the custom fields that Infusionsoft wants. Then I update the contact, and I pass it the tracking data. And then I run this HTTP post action set, which will apply some tags and set the geo location and things like that. To create this action set, if you go into our members section and click on setup guide, there's a step number 5 is adding an HTTP postback, and this is the postback URL that you'll want to use. And if you're applying a tag and kicking a campaign off, you can create the postback and run it through here, and there's instructions on how to do the postback. If you're not doing that through the API, then what you can do is create an action set. Just go to marketing settings and then action sets, and here's the post action set that I created. So if I look at that, all it's doing is sending an HTTP post, one of these guys right here, to this URL. And of course your URL is going to have a different app name, and that's what the post looks like. So if you do that, so we just submitted that lead, the demo test guy, and I'll look at this API test person. So the lead source did get set, and if you look at the custom fields did get updated because that's what we did through the API. And then here's the tag that iTracker applied, and that was done through the HTTP postback. So if you don't do the postback, you're not going to get this or the country tags, and then you'll also not get the city, state, country, and zip code in the optional address field. So that's done through the postback. So that's a complete round-trip test of the Infusionsoft API and iTracker360. I'm going to leave this code up for anybody to look at and reference. So that's how you do it. Thanks.